So I almost shut down my stuffed animal brand, and here's how it happened. So a little over a year ago, I started designing this Highland cow stuffed animal. For the first drop, I tried to make a lot of content around how and why I made it. And so I did pre-orders because that's what a lot of people were asking for since I had such a small quantity. And that seemed to go fine. We did that another 2 times. Everything went just as planned. Everybody got their orders on time. Everybody was happy. And at the time, it didn't make me think anything of it because everything was going so well. Everybody was getting what they wanted. They made sure they got it before it sold out. And I was able to use that money to place bigger orders to be able to keep up with the demand. Until this last shipment. So whether this is gonna be a lesson in not to do pre-orders or a lesson in picking the right shipping company, this is how I really debated on shutting down my business. So normally speaking, order gets into the port and then it goes to a shipping company's warehouse, and then the truck driver picks up the container from the shipping company and then delivers it to me. Usually that process only takes like 3 to 4 business days. We figured out what actually happened was the shipping company was trying to save a bunch of money to fill up an even bigger truck because my order didn't fill up the entire container. And so they kept it in the warehouse for almost 2 weeks straight. And some of you may think, oh, it's just a 2-week delay. It's not like the end of the world. The problem was throughout that entire 2 weeks, they completely lied to me about everything that happened. And me not knowing they were lying, that's how I updated my customers, was basically with false information that they were giving me. And it led to these merry-go-round of stories that made some people think that I was trying to scam them. And me knowing that from the start and for about a year, I didn't take a dime of profit out of this. I still haven't, and it's all come out of my own pocket to try to fund this. So for people to think that I was scamming them, really did not feel good. And to be honest with you, the only way I've been able to confirm this information is with the actual truck driver that picked up my shipment. And he kind of told me the whole story, and he ended up only taking 14 hours to get it to me from California. And while there was people that did think it was a scam, I responded to emails probably within 5 to 10 minutes. I made daily Instagram updates, and I actually think there are plenty of people that really appreciated that and kind of cheered me on throughout this process. And to those people, thank you so much. That is honestly a big reason of what kept me going. But here's what made me debate this whole thing kind of in my mind. Throughout this entire process, the shipping company was barely updating me. At some point, I was wondering if the shipment was even gonna come at all. And if it didn't, would have wiped out my entire personal bank account, obviously all of the Snuggle Pals bank account, just to give out the returns, because if you didn't know, it takes a lot of ad spend to be able to sell these, so you never end up with the actual amount of money that you sold. And I think that reality was making me contemplate whether or not to kind of keep this going, because that sort of risk was, putting my living situation at risk, putting my girlfriend's living situation at risk, putting my mom's vacation to Hawaii at risk. But I kind of had to just zoom out and look at the bigger picture. Ultimately with this brand, I want to be able to do even bigger stuff like help out children's hospitals by sending them some gifts, or partnering with no-kill animal shelters to help feed that shelter for like a month at a time. And I think keeping that in the back of my mind throughout all of this is kind of what helped me want to continue. But also it was just you guys that were cheering me on that helped me get into the right mindset of being like, no, this is just kind of a lesson learned. We won't do pre-orders again. Really, times like this in business, I've learned will happen. So to clear things up for everybody, no, we'll not be doing pre-orders anymore. So that means potentially, yeah, we will be sold out of our cow for maybe a couple months at a time. And we probably won't be doing pre-orders on the white Highland cow. But it's just the reality that I need to guarantee the shipment is in my hands before I sell it to you guys. So whether this is a lesson learned or that shipping company sucks, both of these things kind of happened. And going forward, we'll continue trucking along to make some of the best stuffed animals that we possibly can. And yes, I have packed every single pre-order in the span of about 72 hours straight. So if I look tired, I'm making sure all these shipments get out on Monday.